been thinking a lot recently about the nature of lost media. Things that were once commonplace and broadcast to the public that, for one reason or another, were simply never recorded or archived and are now missing and unable to be found again. The idea has always fascinated me because in the era of the internet, it feels like everything, everywhere, exists somewhere. But once you start looking for certain things, you realize that that's just not the case. And actually, a vast majority of media has been lost to time. As someone who collects VHS tapes as a hobby, I realized that this was a great opportunity to explore that crossover and start to look for recorded daytime television. Because back in the day, people used to record daytime television with their VCRs, not think anything of it. It was just commonplace. But now, I don't know if it's occurred to many people, but we sort of live in a time post broadcast television. It feels like it was our entire lives, but the reality is it was actually only a thing from the 50s to maybe the late 2010s. Now that we live in an era of streaming, the way that broadcasting works and commercials and advertisements work are changed forever, and we're never going to see the broadcast television era again. So it feels important to me, at least, to try to capture and digitize as much of that remains as possible. In that vein, I've started seeking out television that's been recorded on VHS, and I hope that this is the first of many attempts to document my findings and share it with all of you, because I know if I find it fascinating, I'm sure someone else does too. So let's begin with the first tape. This, what I hope to be the first of many, came from my local thrift store, which is unusual because usually thrift stores don't shelve tapes like this. They end up throwing them out, which is why it was significant. The label says James and the Peach, so I assume that this is going to be James and the Giant Peach, which I think was a Tim Burton movie. I missed it in my youth, but I've heard it's charming. So let's pop it in and see what we get.
And they had their dreams.
Look! That cloud looks like a camel. And that one over there looks like a train engine.
Yeah, sort of anticlimactic. It's what it says on the tin. It is a VHS copy of James and the Giant Peach. A wonderful, lovely movie. No commercials, no bumpers, but not all hope is lost. There was one thing that did jump out to me.
Of course we can. We'll share it. Me and your Aunt Spiker. Start climbing. Wait, what? 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 It's growing. The boy? No, the peach, you idiot. Look. Oh, come down.
But I won't get hurt.
Climb down. What a peach. What a peach. Look, Spiker. It's still growing.
I don't know if you caught that, but there was a small Disney Channel marker on the bottom right side of the screen, which means that this was recorded off of daytime television, probably on the Disney Channel. Probably one of their maybe Zoog segments that they used to do, where they would just play full-length movies without commercial breaks. It doesn't look like the commercials were deliberately cut. It looks like the broadcast didn't have commercial breaks for this film. So I don't have a lot to go off of, but at least we know that it was recorded off of the Disney Channel, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, that's about all with this one. It's a movie. Hopefully next time's a little bit more interesting, but we all got to start somewhere. So there's episode 1. We'll see you on the next one.